Why do people even make that?
I have no idea.
Why?
No
Somebody
idea.
does not like us.
Hi, I'm Migs with Elite4, and this is Sauced Up, a show with saucy questions and even saucier wings. Today is the grand finale of season 1, and we are joined by Ingra and JP from the Kicks 108 morning show.
Good morning or good afternoon. I'm sorry, good morning. Normally on the morning show.
Good
There we
evening,
go.
good night.
Good evening, good night.
Good morning, good evening, good night.
There we go, yes.
Ingra, JP, how are y'all with spicy food?
Well, ladies first.
Oh, I'm horrible with spicy food.
No.
Yes, yeah. I used to love spicy food, but I'm getting up in age, and so spicy is not loving me like it used to. So I will be impressed myself personally if I can make it through like the 3rd.
Well, I'm sure you are bound to impress. What about JP?
I do love spicy stuff, and as she said, she's getting up there in age, unlike me. So, I feel like my tolerance for the spice is still there. And actually on the morning show, if you listen, I'm always soliciting for people to bring us your hot stuff, your hot sauce, spicy pickles. I want somebody to bring tears to my eyes. And everything has been flavorful, but I'm still looking for that hardcore spice. So I hope to find it today here with these 11 wings, that is.
I think there's only 10 of them. Brian, just give us 11?
4, 6, 8.
There's
Okay.
10.
Okay.
There's
Just
10.
wanna make sure
We
you-
can make it 11
Numbers
if
are
you
not,
want to.
Numbers are not his thing.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you guys are paying attention.
I'm just here to see him cry. That's
Oh,
all
okay.
I'm here for. Well,
All
I'm
right.
here for you, and then tears.
Yes.
Well, it looks like we're in for a real show today. Hopefully we find the level of pain you're all looking for, and I'm sure this will be a good topic on the show for many
Sure.
days.
Absolutely.
All right then.
All right. This is the chili maple Hot Ones original sauce.
Okay.
Oh wait, you're already in the heat.
I mean, the whole thing is heat.
I mean, what do you mean?
Like there's not a mild one?
Yes, yeah. So we're gonna start with the mild
this
ones.
is-
So I think, yeah, your drinks are kind of blocking them, the
Uh-oh.
whatever. So if you
Should
want
I
to look
move
at them, we're right here on this one. So it goes from mild to hot. So
See how it says hot sauce, not mild sauce here?
Yeah.
I'm a little bit.
Well,
Okay.
I'll let you
All
be the
right.
judge if it's hot
All
or
right.
not.
Okay,
Here we go.
ready?
Round
All right.
one. Let's
Cheers.
go.
Let's go. So some would say being an on-air personality requires some practice. Are there any tried and true practices that really get the words flowing or your mind in the right place before y'all go on air?
It's a very good question, and I actually go back to when we first went on air together, the first couple of shows. I mean, it was kind of like we were both a deer in headlights. It didn't work out, but as far as if there's anything that we have to go through to get ready to flow on air, it's just spending time with the person and the chemistry. You learn how to bounce off of each other, and we hope on the morning show it sounds fluid and that we get along great. But what do you think, Ingra?
Well,
Because the 1st time,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
No.
Okay, so I'm completely 100% fueled by coffee. So nothing sounds right until I've had coffee. So as soon as I get to the station, and it's a morning show, so we're there pretty early, the very first thing that I do is make coffee. Then first the coffee, then the words.
Yes.
But yeah, the first couple of days, he liked me right away because I smile, and he was like, "Oh, you're so happy and bubbly."
And she's like, let's go eat at Veracruz. So there you go. That was it right there.
But it took me a couple of weeks to warm up to him because I was like, he's a strange duck.
And I mean, she's still strange to this day. However, you learn to, connect with a person in spite of those things.
Yeah, this is true.
This is true, right?
This is true. Plus, I have a lot of patience, and that really makes working with him easy. You do have to have a lot of
That's right. And I have a selective hearing, so sometimes I could just drown her out. And that also works pretty good too.
I'm gonna try
That's
to, I'm gonna
natural,
try
by
to
the way,
keep
that
my head a little
boundary,
low
yes.
from all these daggers being thrown around. But
They're not daggers. You know what they are?
what are
They're
they?
bubbles.
bubbles.
They're bubbles.
Don't start her.
Well, if y'all are ready, we can move on
All
to
right.
the next wing.
Round two.
Round two.
All right, you
Round
going?
2. This is the Bliss and Vinegar by Yellowbird.
All right.
Okay. It says bliss, so I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt.
There we go. All right. You ready, Ingra?
Bliss and vinegar. Yes. 3,
1, 2, 3. We're 2 for 2, Ingra. Are you feeling the heat in that one at all?
Yeah, there's a little bit of heat.
Just a little bit. I feel like it's like a kind of.
But it's not intolerable.
Yeah, it's
intolerable.
Like it's not intolerable. It's there, right?
I like the flavor profile.
I would say that's a hot number 2. I feel like number 2 for some reason is a little bit hotter than 3
number
and
3.
4.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, this,
you trying to
this
trick
little
me?
line kind of is like a little roller coaster, right? It kind of like tests you out a little bit. We're still in the Goldilocks zone though. We're having fun.
We're in the safe zone right now.
We're having
fun.
Yeah.
You should also know that I don't like roller coasters, so nothing about that analogy was appealing to me.
You want to talk about roller coasters? She went to Fiesta, Texas recently, rode the Roadrunner Express, which is a moderate thrill.
Yeah.
She calls me, she's like, I just had a near-death experience from riding the Roadrunner Express. And we talk mess about it all the time. So. Not that anybody cares, but there you go.
So, would y'all say that there's any competition between you and any other local radio stations or any on-air personalities? Maybe someone like Joe Fryer. Is there any ever beef between y'all trying to get to a certain talk show or anything?
Nope, I can tell you right now because we're all friends.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
so that was going to be my next question.
Absolutely.
Or are y'all just all friends?
No, we're all friends.
I'll run into Joe at Cimarron Junction all the time, and we'll say hi to him. But I've known Joe and his sister, his mom, his family, since we were kids. And I love what Joe and Ariana do across the street, as we like to say.
I've never met Ariana.
You never met her?
No, but I hope to one day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, there's absolutely no competitiveness. Now we compete.
Between each other.
Yeah, all the time.
All the competition is all.
It's
because
inside,
he
yeah.
reminds
Within the
me
station.
constantly that his name is first on the marquee.
And then
the marquee that we don't have.
Yeah, and I like to subsector that by we don't have a marquee, so it's just I'm living in her head rent-free is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, so.
All right, well, if y'all would like to, we can move on to the next one.
Round 3.
Okay.
Round 3, y'all are doing great so far.
All right, appreciate it.
All right.
All right, so round 3 time?
So-
Round 3, this is Hoff's hot sauce.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Hoff.
Now, what is the,
hold
what is
on a
the,
second.
here.
Maybe I am. Oh, it is Hoff.
Hoff's
Here we go.
hot sauce.
So what is this flavor profile? What is it?
This one's going to be a little on the smoky side, a little
Smoky, okay.
barbecue almost.
I like smart.
Okay,
I like
all right.
smoky.
All right, Ingra, hands on the food.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going.
All right,
All right, ready?
1, 2, 3.
So also on the show, I find fascinating that y'all have all these reoccurring segments, most of them being what I would say rated G or very family friendly. What are some of your favorite segments y'all do on Kicks 108? And have y'all ever thought about doing anything more mischievous like the big markets do, like the prank calling or any kind of prank dealing at all?
Absolutely. But as far as the reoccurring ones, one that had a good start and then it fizzled out and we kind of dabble back and forth right now is Freaky Food Friday. And we tried some pretty interesting things on that, which was a lot of fun. A couple of things that she made me try that I had no interest in trying again. Dried squid in a bag. Straight out of the bag. It was the worst smelling fish that I've ever had. The studio
Actually
smelled like
very good for you, and it's
it smelled like
delicious.
that fish in the studio for like a week straight, and that's one of the only times that I did gag right there.
Wow.
How about you, Ingra?
Well, I actually don't remember it that way at all. What I remember happened was one day for Freaky Food Friday, JP brought bugs.
Okay.
And once we ate bugs, and I was trying to be like a good big sister and trying to be a team player, and we ate crickets. And they were dried crickets that were flavored with ranch.
But they were mass produced. They were safe.
They
Oh,
were
so these weren't
so
crickets that you just
disgusting.
got
No,
from the
not out of the
backyard.
yard. No, I mean, we could do that.
Although he has eaten grass before.
I've eaten
like,
grass
just-
outside the studio
yeah,
with
right
our
outside
vegan
the studio.
co-host, yeah.
But I don't want you to think that you said it fizzled out. It didn't fizzle out. I said, I'm not doing this anymore with you if you're bringing bugs.
And then I brought her for the first time tripas, a tripa taco.
Oh.
I didn't tell her what it was until after we had the tripas, and then after that, she's like, no, sir. What did you think about that? Do you remember the smell that tripas brought into the studio?
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Yeah, but she ate them first, though.
Yeah, anyway, but all joking aside, we do, like, our Freaky Food Friday segment is fun. What's cool about that is that now people bring us things. So, like, our
yes.
listeners are like, oh, this is so disgusting. Let me bring this to them. And that's such a cool thing when you connect to your listeners on a personal level. And I'm halfway kidding about the bugs. The bug thing grossed me out that I skipped it for a couple of weeks. And then, we get busy and it's all crazy. And yeah, but.
That's probably our favorite local segment, if you
Local
will.
segment,
Family.
yeah.
I mean, most everything.
I
is
don't know.
family.
You are really cool though about my Feel Good Friday.
She does a Feel Good Friday,
okay.
and
So-
Ingra is the positive, encouraging one on the station, more so than me. But she delivers in such a way that it's uplifting for the listener to hear. Maybe you're having a bad Friday, and she comes up with these kinds of encouraging words that really adds another level to the show of caring and compassion. And that's because of her. That's her brainchild right there. So, alongside being the smart, the smart A's, if you will, and being silly, she is the kinder, warm-hearted, uplifting side of the show, and I think together it works good. But yeah, Feel Good Friday is something that does very, very well for us.
Well, guys, if y'all are ready to move on
Let's do
to
it.
wing number 4,
Here you are, sir.
this
Okay, don't-
is the Hot Ones barbacoa.
Barbacoa.
Hot Ones
Very
barbacoa.
nice. All right, here, let's
Let's go for it.
Okay.
So I hear there's a lot of banter and pranking that goes on in the studio. Has there ever been a prank that just gone off perfectly, or maybe one that has gone off and maybe went a little too far with it?
a loaded question right there. What's the best prank that we've done?
I like the time that we taped the bathroom door shut. Remember, and we had like all the toilet paper and
Oh,
stuff.
that's right. I remember that one.
You were the victim in that scenario.
I mean, I was just, trying to relieve myself, and then I come out and that happens. There was also one with the help of another worker, Pooks. She just walked into the bathroom. Pooks went into the put her hand in there, turned the lights off, and we just started banging on the door. Shortly after she started to relieve herself, so that one was pretty funny right there too. I don't know, we're always talking.
How do
mess
you
to each other.
know that I was relieving myself? I could have been curling my hair. There's a multitude of things I could have been.
Okay,
And
She was
yeah,
relieving
just do
herself.
it.
it's fine, it happens.
If y'all ready, we can go on to the next one.
All right.
This is the wing that y'all are, Ingra, you're eyeing, the ginger goat.
Ginger goat.
Ginger
I
goat.
love that.
You're gonna have some notes of ginger as well as some pineapple.
That's a little sus. That's a lot hotter.
She just said
It's
sus.
very
In
much
the
on the
after-
back end, right? It started real fruity and real gingery, and then all of a sudden, once that leaves, you're just
Wow.
left with a little bit
Feeling
of
it a little bit now?
spiciness.
Oh my gosh.
All right, now we're starting to hit it right there. Filling it on the tongue just a little bit
A
right
little
there.
bit, right? So the internet has revolutionized the world as we know it, including the world of radio. With there being streaming services and radio apps available on all our phones, how has that impacted radio, and are ratings still a thing?
I think I'm gonna tap out. That's so hot in
Really?
the back of my throat. Yes, I'm like starting to panic a little bit.
Okay, all right, all right.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, I will say that it has changed the way media and music is consumption, if you will. But as far as for a small town like us, it really hasn't changed, if that makes sense. Because I know a lot of people you ask, how do you listen to radio? I don't even listen to radio. I listen to streaming. And, you're going to get that answer a lot. But the reality that we see it is people still in a smaller town, they go to the radio station to find out what local stuff is going on. I mean, because you're not going to hear, community events on Spotify or Apple Music or whatnot. And I feel like being in a smaller community, that just keeps the FM signal, or the FM, what's the word I'm looking for?
Because at the end of the day, like, our listeners are like a family, right? And I think that there is a certain compassion that you have, or like I don't know how to explain it, but basically because we know each other's lives, you become invested in that just like a family member would. So we're talking a lot, we're building these friendships and these relationships, and we have a ton of relationships on the back end of just listeners that we know everything about.
That's true. That's
And
true.
I don't feel like you won't get that, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
in a bigger market or on Spotify. And so the other thing too is that they know that when they're tuning into the morning show, we're gonna be talking about things that are pertinent to our community. And I just don't think you get that without,
You don't. And as far as ratings, it's been a couple of years that we've had ratings here in Victoria, but as a whole, there are still ratings for FM radio.
Okay.
It's just been a couple of years since we've had numbers here in Victoria. So.
Up next is wing number 6. This is the Revolution sauce.
Okay, even with that name, like, All right.
Just take a little nibble.
Okay, here.
Come on.
I'll put it on your plate. This to be nice.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Dang it. Yeah. Nope. Nope.
You did it though.
You did it though.
You did it.
You did it. You're here with us.
Ooh.
Okay, so with a society that's ever treading to being more politically correct, on-air personalities like David Letterman and Howard Stern that era is pretty much over.
Yes.
Are there any times on air that you feel like you can't say exactly what you want to say, or you can't be as really as honest as you can be, in fear of any kind of lashback from the public or even from the ownership itself?
I think that's a really good question. I'm very curious to see how you will answer that.
Well, by choice, I don't
That
ever.
was a good deflection.
I like that.
No, because I am.
We've had
really,
this discussion.
yeah,
There's a lot of
had this
things going on
discussion.
right now. There's a lot of things that are going on in social media and TikTok land or whatever. But this has been something that's not new for me. I don't bring up those subjects on radio. I have my beliefs, but if I say something, I'm not going to change anybody's mind. Or if I say something, somebody's going to disagree with it. So I don't touch the subjects. That's it. For at least for me, it's like we just leave it lollipop.
It's not a fear base. That's what I wanted to just reiterate when you were saying. I think we made a very,
Yes.
a very collective decision early on that the morning show really should be light and it should be
Yes.
breezy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't feel like we are in any way censored in that way. I think we sort of just want to make sure that our listeners are having a really, really good time. It's the first thing that they're hearing in the morning, and so we just want to cut out,
what they're hearing
all
on
the
other
BS.
places. Turn on and hear, the goofy thing that my kid did last night or what she cooked for dinner last night.
Yeah,
And
like
we'll
have a
play the
reprieve
music,
from the bad news or the, so that's just us.
If y'all want to, we can move on to the next one. Yeah,
right.
go ahead.
You're right. Well,
Go ahead.
put it on my napkin at least.
No, you put it on the napkin. Now I'm worried about touching them. Get that
Yeah,
one.
guys, this is the Garlic Reaper.
Oh my
Garlic
God.
Reaper.
By Torchbearers.
Come on, cuz, let's go.
Ooh.
You don't have to if you don't,
don't
want
have to.
You don't have to. You can put it down and watch us
That's right.
if you want. But I just don't want JP to have anything over you, though. Just
Oh my gosh.
Did you?
Now I'm in a quandary. Now it's like you challenged me.
There's no challenge. There's no challenge.
That was a challenge.
I'm just looking out for a future Ingra. All right, here we go.
That's the hottest I've ever had in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's a good one right there. It's hot though. I can feel
It is hot.
I can feel the sweat beads coming right here.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm with
that's
you.
why this is the hot challenge. It's going to happen eventually.
Yeah, we
Do
have.
y'all know CPR? Anybody know
Mm-hmm.
CPR? Okay, good. All right. Oh.
Definitely hot. You can feel it right here.
Like an epinephrine pin? Does
Yeah.
anybody have that?
You can feel it right here.
All the way in the back. And it definitely lingers around as well.
But you can feel the heat. You can feel like the face is warm. I like it.
So both of y'all have very interesting career paths that led y'all together on the morning show. Things like waiting tables, being a news reporter, being a private DJ. What are some key takeaways from previous jobs that y'all utilize now in the studio?
I'll let you go first.
I can't actually speak because that is,
For organizational skills, I think so. From DJing, you all right?
yeah, that's hot.
Yeah, that one's hot. That one, yeah,
Feeling it, but I'm still here with you.
definitely a step up, right?
Yeah, that was that was a big
It's
jump.
fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I think you should know this because I find this fascinating. When I took this job, I was coming in from 10 years of having a magazine, which I was assistant editor for Victorian Motion magazine. Loved it. Like, definitely one of the best jobs and one of the spiritually most rewarding things I'd ever done. But I was worried that I didn't have enough music knowledge when it came to new country, because Kicks 108 is a new country.
Yeah.
And it turns out that DJs now, you don't have to have an extraordinarily, strong skill in music. What you have to be strong in is English. And so these people that are coming up for radio now, they're gonna have to be English majors. And here's why.
True.
Because now it's not so much about the music. I mean, it is in the heart of all of the stations. It's the music. But the music is automatically engineered and sent to us. So there's no more on the, you know what I'm saying, getting records or even CDs, that kind of thing. But you do have to write local content. And you have to be able to, you know, do Facebook posts and Instagram posts and those kinds of things. But for someone who doesn't write, 500 words a day in between the shift and everything that you're doing is a lot. So what you're seeing is now our interns and those who are graduating with a love of music and want to do this, they have to know how to formulate a really good article.
That's a big key to it.
It is a big key to it. And it's humbling, because remember, I had for 10 years a magazine, and I did all feel-good, fluffy stuff, and I loved it. JP, when I got there, was about the time that they were transitioning, and he was like, I'm not a great writer. I don't know how to write. This is all new to me. And he kicks my butt. Kicks my butt in articles, because his articles are, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm too much of an English major. Like I've been told you have to take it down a notch, and it's too long, and it's, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to be punchy with
Make
those
it more
titles.
shorter and sweeter. Yeah.
Exactly. I can feel the top
There's
part of my
a lot going on,
lip
right?
Yeah, that's true.
is swelling, and so that is,
It settled down on me.
Same here. Same
You
here.
too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
Oh.
like my lips are 10 times
I have
bigger.
never been so acutely aware of my lips before.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
whew. And that was 9?
That was
Or
number
8?
7.
Oh,
That's number 7.
8,
We are
9, 10.
We are
Okay.
moving to wing number 8 if y'all are ready.
This one's number 8.
So this is wing number 8, the bomb.
All right. You're going to take it. I mean, come on, just a little nibble.
I am
little
I'm
nibble.
not gonna, I'm gonna.
Okay, here we go.
Holy mother of God. Man.
Why do people even make that?
I have no idea.
Why?
No
Somebody
idea.
does not like us, the human race. Ooh.
Man, that one gets you right off the bat right there.
Yeah, it immediately lets you know that it's here. And it stays around for a
I
good
hate whoever cooked that up.
minute. Me too.
Man, it's right there.
I want to say that's Kansas City.
Well, that's
I
what
could-
it
I
is
could be
right
wrong.
there.
I hear there's a lot of banter that goes on in the studio about the articles that y'all write. Like JP just owning the market on all the food articles. But we all have the one question is, will Ingra ever stop releasing the snow?
Somebody pays attention.
Will that ever happen? Or will it
Okay,
it always
so
be released?
let me tell you what it is. That's a social experiment.
Okay.
Okay, because again, right, it's about the numbers. Okay, that I think it's been almost 1 million people have
A
read
million
it.
clicks right now.
1 million clicks.
And it's
okay?
been about a year since it's released this story.
So we released it a year ago, right?
Yeah.
And we continue to release it once a month because everybody's still trying to figure out what are the numbers like, right? How many times can you put this into the algorithm? And there's certain things that we cannot do. I can't just release the same article. You have to make some changes. You have to do some things. I'm much more interested in if Alpine X, which is really truly what the article is about, is going to get enough funding to be able to put this snow in Dallas, Texas for an indoor ski resort, which is, I think, really, really cool. But I'm not trying to fool anybody. What I'm trying to do is we're trying to see collectively how many LPVs can you possibly get from one story, and that's important, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
There are certain articles that we write that are evergreen, that people are always going to be interested in. And so what that does is that allows us a little bit of freedom, right? To know that the people who read it, there's a community out there that thought that this article was enough, that it made number bank, right? And you want them to be able to enjoy it again and again. You know what I'm saying? Like those kind of things. So those become evergreen stories for us. For JP, it's stadiums.
Okay.
Like he's got an article that's just like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, my numbers are higher on snow, but he's right behind me on that one. And these are, right? And so it's kind of pertinent. Like, what are some of the greater, high school stadiums? And if you, like, I think sometimes you read something, you get a little bit different every time. But that's funny. That's a great question. Yeah. And I love that you asked that question. Because as a writer, right, I'm like, that's so cheap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just releasing it. And by the third or fourth time that we did that, then it became like really interesting. It is like our own little science project.
It is.
Yeah.
And we're rated by what we call LPVs. How many clicks do we get on the website? And collectively over the year, she's over 1 million clicks for that one story right there. But you can look for snow every 15th of the month on our websites. Every 15th of the month on our websites, you're going to see a story that has the word snow in it.
Snow in Texas.
That's right.
Snow in Texas. And what we do is we just sit there and we watch the numbers. How does it, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does it relate to what LPVs are? So, but that was awesome. That was my favorite question. So.
I guess this is a great time to let y'all know that that's how we get graded, is if you click on our articles. So there you go. If you see a story from our website that we wrote, click on it. See what I did there?
Shameless pitching. I love that. Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, guys, if y'all are ready, we can move on to wing number 9. This is going to be the Scorpion Disco.
You're just laughing because you're delirious now, or what?
Sounds like a good time.
That's like
that just no. There's a no. It's a no. You ready? Here, I'm gonna give you this one because I feel like.
Well, I'm not taking.
This one actually tastes good.
You like this one?
This one has a good flavor.
You said the one you hated the most. Which was the one?
That was the last one.
The one we just did.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling that one has the most punch in your mind, maybe.
No, these last two have good punch, but once you get past wing 7 and 8, I mean, you're just scorched earth, right? Your taste buds are already blasted. Like you're not tasting nothing else. It's just, we're beating a dead horse at this point. So.
Great. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Okay, here we are, guys.
Okay. Why does it do that? How do they get it to sneak up on you like that?
It has that very sweet start, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a sweet, smoky start.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that fades away, it's just fire.
All right, I feel like I'm not.
Hey, you went for a double.
Well,
going in twice, I'll see you.
I have no way to explain this to you other than I actually like that one.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad I chunked it.
The flavor is better, like the actual flavor profile is better than the last one.
It really is. So we all seem to have our obsessions. I'm obsessed with keeping my car clean. JP has an obsession with scratch-offs, and Ingra has to meditate all the time. Are there any, what would you say is your biggest ticket winning? And do you have any superstitions on buying tickets?
Yes, I've won big before on lottery. I won $2,500 last year on a $5 scratch off.
That's not the one he's talking about.
Are you really going to make me say this right here?
No, but you should know that there's a reason why he's obsessed.
And what is that?
Yeah, what is that, Ingra? Please talk on my behalf.
Well, I'm not allowed to say. And let me tell you why I'm not allowed to say. Because when it first happened, when you won, I told everybody that I came in contact with that day. And JP reminded me that that's not a good idea because then everybody's his friend and everybody wants a loan.
Oh, that little handout, right?
So I only told 50 people and that was it.
So if you can't tell from the context clues, I've won more than $2,500.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that. How about that, okay?
All right.
But I don't even know what the question was anymore, you big blabbermouth.
Do you have any superstitions when it comes to buying tickets? Like, do you only buy the even numbers or
Actually,
ones?
I select, when I'm buying lottery tickets, I'll select the same, I'll do 4 different stores. And those 4 different stores are from where I live to where I come to work every day. So my theory, which has absolutely no proof, is I'll play the same roll over and over. Because the more you lose on a roll, the better chance you have of winning on that same roll. And that's basically it. So it doesn't matter about even odds, white lined or whatever. I just play on that same roll, keep tabs on the number, excuse me.
Got you.
Hot enough for you?
Keep tabs on the number, and then the more I lose, the better chance I have to win on that same ticket. And that's basically how I play. So I do have to pay a little bit more of attention to what the roll number is, what the number is or whatnot, but that's the only way, that's the only thing I say the way I play is I stay on the same roll until it's played out. And if I lose, eventually I'm gonna win on that
Yeah,
roll.
right, you're overdue for it.
Well, and then tell them too about your theory about unassuming gas stations.
Oh, if you follow the big wins in the Texas Lottery, Powerball, and Mega Millions, and scratch-offs, some of the biggest wins, or most of the biggest wins, are on what I like to call inconspicuous.
Gas
You're good,
stations.
right?
The little ones, the
Yeah,
ones tucked away.
inconspicuous, no-name gas stations.
Okay.
We have them here in
John's
town.
Mart, what are like some of the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
So if you
Grab
go
and
back on the
dash.
website, you can go back and see I have a little theory going, and every time there's a big one, I'll go on Google Earth, snapshot a picture of the gas station, and lo and behold, it's an unassuming looking gas station, if you will.
Okay, yeah. And Ingra, for you, you are very in touch with your spiritual side, even co-authored a book about one's spiritual self. What goes through your mind when you're meditating, and do you think you can meditate now with your mouth on fire?
yeah, I think you can. Oh, I think you can meditate anywhere and under any circumstance. You know, could I meditate in a way that stops the incredible pain that is occurring right now? Absolutely.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, but I want to be like present in the moment. Like
Yeah.
I want to be like, you know, for this.
Well, guys, if you're ready, we only have one wing left. All right, guys, it's tradition on the last wing, we put a little bit of extra on the wing. This is Hot Ones Apollo sauce. You just gotta do a little extra dab. You don't have to do it, but you know, I do it every time. There you go, like, you know, it's a little bit of extra. If y'all want it, here it is.
Ladies first.
You can pass if you don't want to do it.
I don't think it comes out that slow.
I'm trying to concentrate.
I think it's easier if you just rub the bottle against it. You get a little bit. Or if you want to put it on the wood and just put your, there you go. Dab your wing on that. There you go. And you can just.
Just a little bit dramatic.
Am I the dramatic one?
Yes.
Really? If you're being honest. If you were being honest, who's the dramatic one?
You know what? There it is.
You got it?
I'm just so impressed that I
Okay.
made it to 10.
Hey, you've done a
Dude,
fantastic
you're
job.
doing amazing.
Oh, God.
I mean, all of our mouths are burning right now, so
Yeah.
All right, cheers.
Cheers,
hey,
guys.
thank you, by the way, for inviting us.
Oh, the pleasure's
Cheers,
all
buddy.
mine.
there we go.
Cheers. Cheers.
God bless.
That was a strong finish. Oh, my God. Oh.
So a recurring segment that y'all mentioned earlier was your Freaky Fruit Fridays. Apart from the squid and the grasshoppers, how would you rate this experience on Freaky Fruit Fridays? And has there ever been anything that is tougher to swallow than these 10 wings of death?
Well, the day that she brought the squid in a bag, I brought a habanero pepper.
Ooh.
And actually, it was the squid in the bag that she ate after she ate the habanero to make her palate it and swallow it right there. I would say that would be the closest.
Is that the
this right
hottest
here.
thing that you have ever eaten in your life?
It's pretty close.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
How would you rate these 10 wings of death compared to anything that you ate on Freaky Fruit Fridays?
Oh, yeah, that's bad. That's
Yeah.
really, really bad.
We should go.
But in a good way?
In a good way?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
That was super fun.
Are you sure?
It's an experience,
Here's
right?
the deal. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think anything could ever be worse than a cricket.
Oh, cricket.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I would do that again over a bug anytime.
Well, guys, y'all done it. Y'all did all 10 wings, 10 wings up, 10 wings down. Went through the wings of death. You got this camera, that camera. Tell the world where they can find you. The red carpet's y'all's.
You go ahead.
Me first?
Uh-huh.
Let me take a drink real quick because I'm a real human. Okay. So handles, you can of course follow us on our Kicks 108 Facebook page, Instagram.
Ooh.
You can also follow me on Clip Tejano Facebook page and Instagram. You can follow me on DJ platforms, JP Production DJ Service on Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, basically everywhere for the radio stations and the DJ stuff. So thanks for putting up with Ingra for this past segment. We all got through it together, so we should get snaps up for that. No, but thank you for having me here. And Ingra, thank you. You did a great job. You made it all the way through. And I know if my mouth is burning right now, yours is as well.
It's all right.
Also, you can find my partner's book on Amazon as well. Tell them a little bit about your book, because she is a best-selling author and she's very humble about this. However, this is my co-host. She wrote a book and she's doing very well.
I co-authored a book.
Well, you co-author. Your name is on the book and people need to be able to find it. How do they find it?
It's on Amazon. The Circle of One.
The Circle of One.
And it's all about, there you go, it's all about feel-good vibes.
Yeah, congratulations.
I never had a father.